On a lazy, sunny Sunday afternoon in Shillong, how do you spend your time? Maybe a little sport, do a little testing of skills, the taking of a little risk, and at the end of the day, you might be a little richer. And that too after having had a very thrilling time. But wait a while. Is the sport only for those very brave at heart? For I see people in cowboy hats, cigarettes dangling between lips, and determined looks on their faces out to vanquish all adversaries.
The Khasi Hill Archery Sport Institute was established in 1964. During those years, this is purely illegal. Then in 1982, the 2nd October, the government had legalized it.
The people of Meghalaya are born archers. It's been a traditional sport for them. Of course, with modernity, commercialism has crept into the sports. On our way to Cherrapunji, we came across a sight that took our breath away. The Non-Kalikai Falls, at about 7,000 feet, adores the Misty Mountains. A majestic sight is this cascade of water we drove past. You don't really have to belong to the Northeast to have heard of Cherrapunji. For all geography textbooks mention the place that records the highest rainfall in the world. And the students of this school in Cherrapunji surely must feel pride when they come to the chapter that mentions their own town. The day we visited their school, the annual sports were happening, and we saw young, earnest faces putting on a great show.
We believe in the divinity of human beings, and through the service of human beings, we serve God. This is the ideal being preached by Swami Vivekananda. Being inspired by these words, one Swami, his name was Swami Prabhananda, he started this mission in 1931. Since then, it is growing and has come to this present shape. Now we have different activities in Cherrapunji area. Especially, we are having 44 schools, including one higher secondary school, where about 5,000 students are taking education. Besides that, we have our vocational streams also, like knitting, weaving, press, carpentry, typing, so that the local people can be trained up here and earn their livelihood. The tribal people of Northeast, they are having the different cultures and their own languages. We always give emphasis on their own language, on their own culture. We never try to destroy them. Rather, we have our own programs, how to make an evolution in their own culture and own traditions.
We left our young friends marching to conquer new horizons and went on to a place where people who had marched many years ago now lie at rest. These megaliths, which have been silent witnesses to the passage of time, are either memorials where the ashes of the dead were deposited or cenotaphs commemorating some important event. The upright monoliths were for men and the fat slabs laid for women.
You see all this flat stone actually, this for female.
Flat stones are for female.
For female. And this standing stone, we mean for male.
Mm-hmm.
This we keep on for memorials of our forefather.
But the bodies are cremated somewhere.
No, body is not cremated here. We keep here just to offer them, I mean, some food we want to offer. Special thing.
Mm-hmm.
Special thing only.
I see. This was in use in between 1500 to 1835 AD for Hindu Natyang inhabitants of the village. As I walked around, taking in the silence, wondering at the people who could express their reverence for a person or an event in stone, I came across a nearby marketplace, abuzz with activity. Right next to the silence of times past, life goes on with much zeal. I tried my hand at bargaining. Oh, this is from rice, Idli. Idli, yeah, from rice. From rice.
There is nothing, only water.
After a while of feasting my eyes on local goodies and walking past the quiet, pipe-smoking men who seemed lost in a world of their own, I strayed into a nearby village. Maybe my arrival caused the amusement. Maybe they are a very happy people. Whatever the reason, I saw a lot of faces, young and old, and all of them seemed to be quite a content lot. The road beckoned, and leaving the warmth of the villagers behind, we moved on. Soon we were in a very different atmosphere, the sunshine and warmth having been replaced by the cool, eerie darkness of these caves. The Mosmai limestone cave is about 25 kilometers long. It is as old and magical as these hills, and about which the locals have many a tale to tell. Tales about fairies, good and bad. Perhaps as old as the caves are the sound of the drum beats and the tradition of song and dance of these people, who perhaps best demonstrate the spirit of Meghalaya. And in our journey of discovery of the spirit of Meghalaya, we approached the Sevalgri village. Eyes full of wonder and suspicion look at the team of intruders. As we went closer, like shy touch-me-nots, they folded up and moved away. We went on though, and were finally rewarded.
Khasi Jaintia people, they belong to one ethnic race, and which they call themselves the Hnyutrep. Hnyutrep means 7 huts. So the belief is that it's a mythological belief that these Hinyotrep people, they descended to earth from a golden bridge. And atop this Lom Sopadnang peak, until today, it symbolizes the spiritual link of the people with the Creator. And according to anthropology, they say that we belong to the proto-astroloid race of people. You know, see the present structure of the population of Khasi Jaintia is that religion-wise, we have the, as you say, the Christians. Then we also have a section of Muslims converted to Muslims, and also a little bit of Hindus we have, and also we have this people who still profess the original religion. The religion, they believe in one creator. And of course, you know, they have different names for the creator. You know, the thing is that suppose in the home, well, he's supposed to be the God of the universe. But in every home, you know, they bring down this God of the universe to the hearth and home. And he's known as, he's addressed as a female, because a female keeps the home. And, you know, we call him Kablaying. That means he's the goddess of the hearth and home.
Life goes on at a seemingly languid pace in this tiny hamlet in Meghalaya. Actually, these are hard-working people, especially the women. And as church bells ring, the faithful harden to do something they love doing, singing. They sing in praise of the Lord.
You know, when the British came, they came as traders. You know, there's they call it the East India Company. So at the same time, this government came, this British government came, and it took over from the East India Company. And at the same time, they brought about these Welsh missionary to these Khasi Jaintia Hills. And that was, say, somewhere between 1830s. I think that was the aim and plans of the British, to win the people through religion, because before that they found it difficult to conquer the people by force.
If people in Meghalaya have converted to Christianity en masse, they probably had a lot of reasons for doing it. The missionaries have given them a script, built them schools, and provided succor to the needy. Here we found a photograph of she, who had taught that we must learn to love the poorest of the poor, the most wretched on earth, the unwanted. We found her flock carrying on the good work in the true tradition of unselfishness.
We are Mother Teresa sisters, belong to the Missionaries of Charity, and we opened this house on December 23rd, 1996, just 1 year. And our activities are such, we look after the disabled, crippled, mentally disabled, unwanted, uncared. All these people will take care of in this house. The government was very happy to invite us because no one to take care of this kind of patients. No other homes they have in Meghalaya, especially for the aged. Children, of course, we had it in Nongarimba. For the aged people, they did not have a home. This is the first home in Meghalaya, I mean in Shillong. So the government was very happy to invite us. We have in Northeast, including this house, we have 19 houses. And in Meghalaya, we have 4 houses. One is this Sandhi Bhavan, one is in Nongrimba, one is in Tura, one is in Nongpo. In Nongpo, we have a leper colony. And Tura, we have disabled and like other activities, a dispensary, sewing class. All these activities in Tura we have. In Nongrimba we have disabled home. That is only for the children. Many of the all activities are included with the Hindu, Muslim, Christians, all. The local people, they are ready to help us in whichever way we want. Of course, in the like money. Money is not that able, they are not able to give us as such. Of course, they come and help us. And the government has given us 40 beds, 40 mattresses, 40 pillows when we open this new home.